Yeah, which I thought at one time there was no better player on the planet than Rodney Morris.
Attention, please.
All these thin cuts on the TV table under the biggest moments. I think Jason Schell's kind of made his career off of these types of shots. Just makes him look so easy.
Beat Vincent Halliday of South Africa 9-2 in the first round, then lost 9-7 to Michael Gawinczyk, which is why he's here.
Yeah, just like an underdog in any match, you know, these top players, the favorites, they want a good solid start as well. And of course, getting ball in hand here in the opening game and making a pretty tough layout look pretty easy so far. Schell seems pretty focused, Michael.
Yeah, saw the chance. Cunha scratched from the break. He's done the rest here. Super Scot, Jason Shaw, is very swiftly into a 1-0 lead.
Does he check this with inside, or does he come back between the 6-8 with the cue ball? Yeah, I was wondering. He had to do one or the other. Kind of just shot it naturally, really not addressing that line on the cue ball, Michael. I think it needed a bit of side spin, whether it be right or left.
Start the clock, please.
He hit the one clean to the pocket, but lost the cue ball in that side pocket. Cue ball's going to rest near the rail. He easily goes past this just for the 9 in the side or the upper right corner. Looks like it should be the 9 in the side where he's standing. Ooh. Not sure he was so convinced of it, Michael. I certainly wasn't.
Yeah, when you're coming in as the big outsider in a match, first priority is to stay with your opponent early on. Don't let him get away. And that's exactly what Cunha looked like he was going to do. That's one of the worst misses we've seen so far, Jeremy, in the whole championship.
He's kind of stood up off his shot a little bit. We'll see this 8 ball that, you know, was a little fortunate to fall. Maybe a couple more days in the tournament that doesn't fall, but this 9 ball he missed wasn't going last week, today, or next week, right? So.
Yeah, so the miss on the 3 from Jason Shaw, but he got away with it big time there. Far worse miss on the 9 from Cunha, and that's the sort of thing it's going to be so hard to put out of his mind. There was Shaw capitalizing on that glaring error.
It's going to be okay as far as the shot, but we'll see about the angle, and he just got underneath that 5, so he should be able to work the cue ball back. Big draw stroke here. He could follow the short side as well, but normally Eagle Eye will unleash that stroke, drawing the cue ball back behind the 8, then up towards the 6. But this, you know, talk about how mental the game is. This scenario for Jakob is one of the most difficult there is to stay positive. You miss
Extension, please.
A routine 9 ball, or it could be any routine ball that led towards a loss like that, and then getting ultimately punished. So it's where in other sports you may have someone, you know, lending a friendly thought or two, whether it be a caddy or a coach or something on your sidelines. Where pool, you have to really take care of it yourself.
Yeah, and this is what Jason Shaw is going to do to you. He is a winner through and through. This is a man who once won 14 tournaments, big and small, in 1 year.
Yeah, not only to, you know, for this match, but moving forward for Jason, this is a huge match as far as putting some racks together, because he knows the likes of the guys that are going to win the tournament, right, are going to put guys that put racks together during matches. That's just as simple as it gets. One heck of a shot on the 1, and he may have to elevate here on the 5.
Extension, please.
Or slow roll it in, which the guys really like to stay away from. They'd rather elevate the cue a lot of times than slow roll the ball. Yeah.
Well, he knocked that in like it was nothing, didn't he? We've seen him pot so many balls in a row here. A long way short, though, of 714, which was the successful world record attempt he made earlier in the year. In Virginia, all filmed. Smashing the previous record of 626.
A little short here. And nothing against Jason, of course. What a record he had there, and John Schmidt had it right before. But I think you're going to see some other players really threaten that record, given the opportunity. And I wouldn't doubt that Jason tries to bust his own record here before too long.
Oh, definitely. He was talking about that actually at the end of the Premier League. I had a drink with a few of the players on the last night. There was a lot of talk about that record attempt, and big talk from Jason and big talk from some of the other players. I think that's going to be a theme over the next while. And the theme of this match at the moment is Jason Shaw absolutely dominant. And he now leads 8-1.
I think, anyways. Oh, he played it back behind. Yeah.
Foul.
Thought that was a big dangerous shot there, just because the slick table doesn't grab the English quite as well.
Yeah, and he knew long before the cue ball had completed its journey to the pocket where it was headed.
Foul.
It was already halfway back to his chair by the time it dropped. So Konyar has been going through all sorts of mental trauma in his chair there most of the last half hour or so since that miss we've been talking about on the 9. This is a chance to make himself feel a little better. Not have that missed 9 as the last memory of his World Championship campaign, even if it may very well be the overriding one in the end.
Be a little ways away from the 8, and probably would have loved a hair more angle. Should be okay though. Just watch the path of the cue ball. Uh-oh. Is that going to spread long? No, he's all right. I think Thorsten Homan has regained the lead there on table number 2.
Jakob Konyar battles on then. Still got a huge mountain to climb. Jason Shaw on the hill. And it's now 8-2.
Gonna have to elevate here. Watch out for the side pocket he's at. If he catches this 3 a little thin, could bring the cue ball right in that side. Nice control. Jason, as fun as it's been to get to run those racks, he'd be happy to end this match and get on to tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a good workout for him. He had all those breaking runs in a row and then just had a mini comeback thrown at him. So all in all, the fact that he found himself playing in this losers qualification stage has worked out pretty nicely for him. I think he's one of those players, doesn't even really matter how he's playing, although obviously he's played pretty well in this match. So long as he's in the tournament, he's capable of turning it on at any stage. And in the end, Jakob Konyar will be left to reflect on that simple 9-ball he missed earlier. I'm afraid that really has been the story of the match. It gave Shaw a chance to take control, which he did, and he never looked like relinquishing it. Jason Shaw then is through to the last 64 of the World Championship. He's the winner by 9 racks to 3.
Sweet stroke there, a lot of confidence. Is he the best rail first player in Europe, kicking it all? I mean, any type of rail first shots, I tell you what, he sure seems to be somewhat successful every time he goes into the rail, whether it's a kick save, trying to make the ball, whatever it is.
Yeah, and the speed he played it, that just showed you the confidence.
Well, I think that's a bit of knowledge as well. I think he knew he had to put a little speed to get the bounce off the rail to get to the outer part of that 2-ball.
Okay. How's he going to finish, JJ? Is this Loho Sum's chance?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a chance in his first chance. A little thin in the side, but a little bit of body movement there with the cue from David. So, and he took a little extra time down on the ball. I was going to say almost like taking dead aim, I would say, but maybe got a little uncomfortable down on the ball.
Well, they do say you can't keep knocking him in from everywhere, don't they?
Right. Not sure. Oh, the 2's on the table. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I bank at this. Trying to get by the 4. Come down between the 2-3 with the cue ball. Oh, he caught the 4.
Yeah, so it's a missed bank shot. It wasn't easy. It was pretty close effort. So his little runs come to an end here at 2-2.
And I think that Loho Sum's a little shocked that banked short on the slidey table. I did recall him making one.
Omar Al Shaheen, who lost on the TV table, he's been going about his business pretty quiet. We've not been saying too much about him. He's in about all these early stages of his match. He's playing Michael Schneider. It's 2-2 on his table. Keep you updated, as always, here on day 2, Judgment Day.
Really, David really kind of possesses all the shots, right? It does not matter what it is.
So David Alcaide extends his lead back to 2.
Wins the rack.
4-2. Isn't he? He's a little unsure at the minute.
Was he trying to talk himself into shooting at this? I mean, is he looking at the safety like it's just as difficult as the shot? I don't personally think it is, but. All right.
Caught the
Did
jaw.
he fluke this in? I think he did. Oh, wow. Man, that wasn't too close there. And I do feel like he kind of talked himself out of the safety there, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, that's what makes these players so great is their aggressive nature, but
it's a much better performance this from Loho Sum. He's settled into this event, and he's settled into this match table. He's got this simple 9-ball to tie the match up once again. And of course he has done. This smells like a hill.
Wins the rack.
I don't really see a great route. I mean, I guess you could go off either side. Is he going to throw the 3 into the 4 a little bit here?
Okay, this
look
looks
at this.
tasty. This
How
looks
sweet is
real
that?
tasty indeed.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if David saw that side of the 2-ball. I think he was just looking at the right side of the 2-ball.
Now, I don't think he would have hooked him if the ball hadn't have landed behind the 3.
Still not a bad play, though,
Yeah,
right?
I
I mean, getting to the end rail, keeping it simple.
Extension called.
Yeah, because maybe there was a little bit of a thing thinking, well, if I find the top rail, he's got to pop the 2 and at least try and get back up table.
That's right. And this is the, the most heat that David's been been in it during this match, right?
He's definitely going to hit this too. Oh, he's played it slow.
Wow.
I didn't think it was going to be that slow, JJ.
Don't you think that was getting a little ahead of yourself, trying to play a nice, delicate safety on that kick shot there, right?
Yeah, I thought he was going to chance his arm
please.
with a bit of pace because
Yeah.
I just really fancied him to hit that ball full at a bit of a medium pace.
Yeah. And medium is the correct statement there. I think that's the pace that you hold your line the most on the slick table.
It's all about cue ball. Make sure you get a good cue ball. And he did.
Yeah, Andy got maybe the cue ball up enough. Well, I think maybe he can kick behind the 9 here, 2 rails to the back of the 5.
Got to watch the scratch. Often you can scratch in the bottom right corner pocket.
Yeah, this angle is the biggest scratch, especially on the slick table. You know, that with being the object ball a diamond and a half away from the pocket. Oh, wow, he caught the 6.
Foul shot.
Okay, I didn't see that coming.
Me either.
This has all been caused by that poor
Ball in
decision off the
Start the clock,
break.
please.
And this is what David needed. This could just turn the match around a little bit, and it's a crucial point of this match.
And he looks very confident. Now he's perfect to draw in position on the 8.
David's got it all to do. Low Hosum's about to get himself on the hill. David's going to need to win the last 4 racks to stay in this year's tournament.
And he's going to first have to have the chance to get out of his chair. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get that opportunity.
That's right, because winner breaks, race to 9. Yeah, the 5 doesn't go from where you're sat. Can you see down the line of the shot? It definitely doesn't pot. He's got to go into these balls.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, there maybe is a cut there, but I think I'd rather go into him or play the safety myself.
Oh,
yeah, nice shot.
How'd you like this? This has come out an absolute treat.
Yeah, and, you know, David Alcaide has made a couple of mistakes, but he's got to look at Loho Sum, who's kind of taken over the match a little bit.
Yeah, I think what's helped Loho Sum here is that loss to Albin on this very table.
Shaking his head here, so there's no reason to get funny on this ball from where he was from, or, you know, where he was at, excuse me.
Yeah, why has he even left it on the rail? He could have done a little bit of something, but that's okay. Good shot.
Yeah, he could have cheated it a little bit, though.
Now, does he play it in the corner? Is the middle in the way? And if he plays it in the right centre, is the bottom left in the way?
I think the center is okay. He goes right by the 9 to the bottom rail. Myself, I think it's no problem.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right looking at that. Just pot it. Yeah, this is good. It's been a good performance from Loho Sum.
Yeah, we're going to lose a semi-finalist from last year and a top-ranked player in David Alcaide.
Yeah, he will be the biggest seed to fall in this year's championship if this 9-ball disappears, and it has. Loho Sum with a great victory over Spain's David Alcaide. He's in to the last 64.
Foul.
Well,
Ball
I'll tell
in
you what,
hand.
the shot before when we had a close-up, when he was shooting the ball
Start
in
the
the top
clock,
right
please.
pocket, I thought to myself, he cued very close to the cue ball, and then a couple of shots later, he touches the white. Well,
Let's look at it again. Yeah, I mean, it's very small, but it's very clear. And then you notice he puts his cue on top almost as if he's instinctively going to replace the cue ball. Knows obviously you can't do that. The only person getting to place the cue ball after that shot was Kelly Fisher, doing it by hand because of the foul. Now, this has been an eventful opening rack, Carl.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he does that a lot, because I did think he cues so close to the white.
You get that in all cue sports, don't you? You get players who cue very close to the cue ball.
Kelly Fisher wins the
just
lock.
from time to time, something like that happens to them as a result.
Just landed a little short there. He would have loved to have been straight. And he's had to run into the 9 ball, and look where the 9's gone. So
Extension code.
the bank, well, you make this bank shot at a high percentage of time, but after you've messed up position, well, this is where it can go wrong. So the bank shot to win the rack, and more importantly, it might just settle him down a bit, because he's obviously feeling it.
Yeah, recovered the situation nicely. So Pehlivanovic off the mark then. Kelly Fisher now leading by 2 racks to 1.
Oh, he actually dug into that really well. The tangent, that's a nice shot. He's going to grow in confidence as this match goes on.
Starting to feel like a long time since Kelly Fisher was leading 2-0 in this match. Because it's now 4 in a row for Sanyan Pehlivanovic. He's going 2 clear for the first time at 4 racks to 2.
Yeah, he's okay now, back where he wanted to be. Using the second rail there, pay attention to that. That offers more margin for error.
Earlier today, when he was on his way to beating Marcel Price 9-0, described it as slow torture. And that's very similar to what he's inflicting this evening on Kelly Fisher. It's half a dozen racks in a row now, all very methodical, all very measured, and all very effective at the moment. 6-2 now, a very commanding lead.
Could also choose to play the push, but he's obviously spotted a safety shot.
So this now won the World Championship again in 2019. I mentioned her snooker successes. She also won the Women's World Billiards Championship a couple of times. So that's a pretty unique treble to have been a world champion at snooker, billiards and pool. this around quite quickly here to go from an absolute landslide situation to a position where she can still entertain reasonable ambitions of winning this match. That's 2 in a row now.
Kelly Fisher racks.
Back to 7-4.
Oh, she's found the side pocket. That is criminal. Oh no, Kelly Fisher.
Yeah, and that really halts the revival, doesn't it? Because looks 8-4 all over now, and you were talking, Carl, about the importance of keeping Pehlivanovic off the hill for as long as possible. Well, it doesn't look like she's going to be able to manage to do that any longer.
Yeah, that shot there is going to come back to haunt Kelly, because that, well, that would have just applied the pressure. Instead, she's pretty much gifted Sanjin, I wouldn't say the match, but 8-4 is a good lead.
Sanjin Pehlivanovic rack.
8-4 it is. What a mistake by Kelly Fisher.
Kelly Fisher got off to a good start. She was swamped for 7 racks in a row. Staged a bit of a revival and was threatening to turn it into a full-blown fight back, and then scratched at a key moment. Sanjin Pehlivanovic has seen it out from there. A comfortable winner in the end. By 9 racks to 4, and he claims the very last place in the last 64 single elimination stage of the 2022 World Championship. As you'd expect from a great sport like Kelly Fisher, she's full of smiles and congratulations and good spirits at the end.